cocky. I do my dance, jump in the stands. No man, the man. Oh, there with the hands. Thought he could guard me. I ruin they plans. I do what I want. They do what they can. Got it on smash. Put on the gas. I will not crash. 100-yard dash. 100-yard dash. 100-yard.
All right, much appreciated, Coach, as we welcome all of you to our exclusive coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the San Francisco 49ers and the Indianapolis Colts. 3/4 of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14.
Here we go, here we go. 180! Two!
Garoppolo on first down. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. A good start offensively. 15 yards on the game's initial play.
Here we go.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
I can't believe they even let you play.
Lock! Hey, gun!
There's Garoppolo to throw. Looking to complete it to Pettis, and he's got him. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. He'll get a dozen there, and it's a first down, 49ers. They'll run on first down. It's Taylor. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Here we go.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
I got you.
They'll run for the first time with Tevin Coleman. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 13 yards there and a Niner first.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take down one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
180! Lock!
Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. Open man is Samuel, complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The Niners have the first down on a gain of 11. Well, they're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this, and hey, how you guys gonna come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want it.
I didn't offer mine.
You were the smart one. Whatever they're doing, though, it's working really well.
And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. Garoppolo to his tight end, Kittle, for a Niner first down.
Okay, I'm not so great at math, but I just looked over at our statistician, Marvin, and he signaled to me 5 for 5 to get things started here on this opening drive. Where I come from, that's pretty good.
That is pretty good. Now, what do you do defensively to adjust?
Well, this is where you've got to make a decision as a defensive coordinator. Do you really get after the quarterback? Or maybe you tighten down on the receivers, bump them off of their routes, chip away at their timing so things aren't as precise as they've been so far in this game.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
Hey, gun.
On second down, it's Coleman. And across the goal line, into the end zone. Touchdown, 49ers. Tevin Coleman with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the 49ers drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. Extra point splits the uprights. Meanwhile, taking a look at what's going on in KC. It's the Chiefs out to an early lead over the Broncos. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. It's a short kick, taking it to 15. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
Ready? 15, line it. 15 line.
Don't get nervous, Nate. We ain't beginning to turn you up. Don't get...
Look at me. Zipper. Shoot.
Nyheim Hines, his first carry. They find some open field here. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Nyheim Hines. Touchdown number 18 on the year as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Well called, well blocked, and he just made a great play. That was an athlete going a long way.
Yeah, how about the suddenness, too, of just getting there and taking off and going. For the defensive guys, plays like that really hurt.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone.
The Niners take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did.
And now look at him go. The 20. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Matt Breida, his first touchdown on the year. And the 49ers have now taken the lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in, because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are.
First and 10 at the
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
Hey, Steve 6.
57 to Mike.
Hey, come on up.
Now back to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. DeForest Buckner make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. And now the 49ers signal for a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Here we go.
Ready? They'll set up a throw. That's complete to Hines out of the backfield. Give him 2 yards on that play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware, a ball may come your way.
The 49ers have an extra defensive back on the field. A nickel set for third down.
Hey, Alpha.
Mike spot 4, Mike spot 4, Mike spot 4.
Let's get it together, defense. Let's get it together.
He's crashing. He's checking crash. Check.
He'll look to throw. Going for the deep ball. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Harris Campbell, his third touchdown now on the year, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Niners take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
A gain of 10 and a 49er first down. Garoppolo in the offense with a first and 10. And he's a perfect 6 for 6 here to start the ball game. Garoppolo now. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
So this has been a lot like a tennis match, hasn't it? Back and forth. Both of these offenses having their way so far. So maybe the question isn't who's going to score the most points in this game. Maybe it's who's going to get some stops.
Yeah, absolutely. And that sack, finally a first step in the right direction for a stop. These two teams all tied after one. They're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. And he hits his running back, Tevin Coleman. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Give him 6 on the play, and they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Hey, let's pin the mirrors back and go full strength.
Check 53, Mike. Check 53, Mike.
Hey, orbit.
Mike 53.
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. And now Garoppolo lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from it. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
2nd and 6. They'll find Hines out of the backfield. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
18 Vader.
First and 10 at the 46.
They'll get this out quickly to Campbell. 20. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Harris Campbell with his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year, as his guys are able to regain the lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead is now 21-14. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here we go,
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
Here we go,
the loss of 3 on that first down pass play. Now 2nd and 13.
You better be afraid of me. I got you.
Taylor.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Here we go. 180.
Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike.
21. Here we go.
Check. 50.
Hey, gun.
Check. 53. Mike. Let's go.
Hey, wahoo. 65.
From the gun on 3rd, Garoppolo into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 37, and he will score. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
I don't know. I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on.
Fine. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Get ready.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they gave up the pick 6. And now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go-around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up. But you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful because those defensive guys, I know the reputation defense guys can't catch. All evidence to the contrary on that last possession, though.
Now a throw for the left sideline, and he's got it. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 13 yards there and a Niner first. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On first down, Garoppolo. Flush to his right. He's going to take off with it. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Mike, 53.
To throw again on second down. Garoppolo. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Rocky Sin. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
Line 54. Hard. Watch twist. Gone. He's checking. Crash.
They'll look to throw here. Eluding the pressure right. And that will be incomplete. Had to pass there. 3rd and long on your own side of the field. Just couldn't come up with anything.
That's why teams always talk about having to win the early downs, meaning you've got to gain yardage and set yourself up for 3rd and short, because when it's 3rd and long, the odds go down significantly trying to pick up the first down, even throwing the football.
Let's go. At their own 21-yard line.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously that the intelligent approach, go ahead and run out the clock and start over. Don't make any more mistakes. But there's also something to understanding that you got this last drive here. You get the ball to start the second half. Try and go 2 for 1 here. Get some points now and come out of the locker room and get more points again and get your momentum really built up.
He'll have a first down past the 40. He's at the 40. And finally taken down at the 20-yard line. And he will finally be taken down, but not before he gets it to the Colts 20. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Looking to throw on second down. Garoppolo. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. On play action. Now Garoppolo. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Trying to defend the out route there, got the PI call.
And you know what's difficult about that one is sometimes you want to make the undercut move and go for the football, and other times just want to hang on the upfield shoulder and make the tackle. I think you got caught in between and created a foul.
12 fouls, here we go.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half as his guys are back within a single score. Extra point up and through. And they're within 7 now at 28-21. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You just feel it. doing it.
And now this throw incomplete, and that is how this first half will come to an end. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll head down to Orlando. That's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, second half ready to get underway. The Colts with a lead, and they will receive the football. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. This is Hines. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave them with a 3rd down and 6 to go.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had the incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
An extra DB for the 49ers now on 3rd.
You ain't got nothing. You ain't got nothing.
Ready.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 21. Then he will bring it back to about the 11-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but stories about teams actually do it.
And across the chalk, into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. A great play there. His second touchdown of the afternoon as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Point after, right down the middle. And we are all tied at 28. So all square here in this third quarter as the kick's away. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hines. Fights through, and now a crease. He's at the 50, 30, past the 20, 10, 5, and he takes it all the way down to the 3. A big play there for Indy. 72 yards.
First and goal at the 3-yard line.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal.
Here we go.
They'll try to run this one in. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2.
Ready.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
It's a gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and goal.
Protein
The
spill.
Niners 2-yard line.
50 seconds to Mike. 50 seconds.
They'll keep it on the ground. Atkinson, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and goal.
57 Switch up, switch up.
Hey, Haywood.
57.
Fight.
He'll look to throw. Yeah, he's got it. A terrific job there to keep him out of the end zone. And now it'll be 4th and goal.
Now, that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
The kick by Carlson is good. And that will break our tie and give them a 3-point lead. They took it all the way to the 1, but in the end, opt for 3.
Just doesn't sound right, does it? If you got all the way down to the 1-yard line, isn't that supposed to be a play in the end zone that culminates in a touchdown for your team?
And per usual, it felt like the guys on the sideline wanted to go ahead and go for it.
Of course they did, but of course head coach, it defers back to him, and he made the decision, let's get 3 out of this, make sure we get some points.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. The Niners have the first down on a gain of 11.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
Here we go.
You can just kind of sense the momentum turning here. It's 1st and 10.
Bring it. Bring it.
Here's Taylor. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. The give to Taylor. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 13 yards there and a Niner first. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Check 3, check 3.
They run with Taylor. And only able to get 2 here, stopped at the 30.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
13.
You got tight. You got tight. You got tight right there. Alert flat. Alert flat.
Hey, alert. Alert.
Garoppolo looks to throw. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. 23 yards, the final tally.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one. And that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little game. 3 red zone trips, 3 touchdowns so far. They'll look for a 4th on 2nd and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal.
11.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Coleman. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked up by Rock Ya-Sin. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. They run with Hines. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also move the sticks. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. On 2nd down, it's Hines. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. That one for Indianapolis, resulting in 15 yards and a fresh set of downs.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing, in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
At the 38-yard line.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Adrian Colbert, he was right there in coverage.
And that play was what every defense is wary of. The big strike attempted downfield, but they were in excellent position. They didn't get fooled. And while he didn't come up with the interception, was able to bat the ball down.
The Colts on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 8.
54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Go.
Looking to throw. He wants it all for the end zone. And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. Harris Campbell, 38 yards. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
We got this.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Looking to throw. Garoppolo on the screen. This is Coleman. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A big pickup of 38. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. To throw is Garoppolo. Catch is made by Hurd. Well, when you're leading in the fourth quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
Check 53. Let's go, D.
To throw is Garoppolo. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
53, check 53. Target.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Snags it for the pick, and a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure it out. Oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety. And Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. We've got a one-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Let's go. Let's bring it.
I got you. One, Omaha.
Check Mike 6.
Man.
He'll look to throw. He finds Taylor, complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down.
Here we go. 180.
They'll run with Coleman on first down. Oh, now he bowls him over. Now we've got whistles and a timeout here. Yeah, looks like we've got a 49er that's down on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside.
Here we go.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
53 to Mike. 53 to Mike.
We own it. Hey, let's go.
53 to Mike. 53. Check 53.
Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Now.
Slams.
White. 21.
Back to throw. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. They'll get 17 on that one, and the Niners have a first down. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point, you have to have a splash play in there as well.
Back to throw. That'll be complete to Breida. He fights forward for a couple with a penalty flag down. And the linemen, they're already walking back.
Here we go. 11, 11.
Garoppolo to throw. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now second down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down.
Hey, high 7.
53 to Mike. 53. Check 53. And let's get some penetration here. Let's get some penetration.
Lock.
To throw is Garoppolo. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off near the 29. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a give, right side. Hines. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Here we go on 2nd and 12. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12.
Hey, Charlie, step.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And it'll be intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. But Charles, a 1-score game. Down to the end we went. They had 1.